Alright y'all, so here I am. Just took the motor out of the KX125. I originally was gonna rebuild the RM and then fix the KX, but I think I reprioritized what I want to do. I'm gonna work on the KX125 first. I don't know why I just like the KX a lot more than the RM, but I'm gonna do a full blown rebuild. This bike is gonna look completely different when I'm finished. Hopefully I can get it done in about 3 months. Hopefully, it may take a little longer than that, but you can see the checklist. That's and I think I forgot a whole bunch of stuff for this list, but I'm gonna get all that stuff on this list, and then I'm gonna rebuild them. I'm gonna start with the motor. I think. I honestly don't know. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to knock out the most expensive stuff first, and then everything else will probably fall apart. I'm gonna get the frame powder coated this weekend, and then I have a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't know, man. I'm just really giving y'all a video to update y'all on what's going on with the bikes. That's the RM. This is the RM right here. I can't get this nut off of the crankshaft. I'm gonna go buy an impact. I'm gonna buy an impact this weekend and get that off, and then I can start diagnosing, see what else I need to do with the RM. Hopefully it's just the crank and the crank bearings, and I can just put a new crankshaft and get the cylinder replated, and that'll be ready to go. If that's all that needs to be done to the RM, then I'll just rebuild that first and have it out. But if it needs anything more, no matter what it is, I'm gonna just start on the KX. I'm thinking that it needs a new top end, but I'm gonna do a full rebuild, change all the bearings and all that stuff, and get it up and running. Okay, so I'm doing something that I vowed to never ever do, and that's work on 2 projects at one time. Right here is the KX125, the 2003, and right here is the 2006 RM125, which is right here. And this is the KX. I got the KX broken all down. I'm going to replace all the bearings, the linkage bearings, the wheel bearings, the steering stem bearings, sorry. And yeah, I'm gonna replace all the bearings. We're gonna have the swing arm powder coated. I'm gonna have the frame powder coated, the triple clamps. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of stuff powder coated, and basically the KX is gonna be a brand new bike when I'm finished with it. I'm gonna replace so many parts. I checked the part list and the prices, and I'm gonna be dumping a lot of money into this bike over the next few months. But I just found some good news with the KX. Here, there's a hot spot, but that doesn't look too crazy. But what I thought that the top end seized again, but from here, the cylinder looks fine. Hopefully I just have some type of crank issue. I know it's still not good news, but saving money on this re-sleeve, that could save me a lot of time and effort and money when it comes to rebuilding this motor. Because what I thought I would have to do was rebuild the bottom end and have the cylinder re-sleeved. But if this cylinder is fine when I take it off, then what I'm going to do is just rebuild the motor and rebuild the bike and have my other cylinder re-sleeved. Because I have the old cylinder still, and I'll probably bore it over to 134 or 144. And that'll give me more time to get acclimated with the 125. And Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. The piston looks fine. I'm ready to get into it, and I'll let you guys know what it looks like. Okay, after further investigation, the cylinder is fine. It has some a little bit of scarring, but it's not anything that'll stop it from running. You can't really tell on the camera. You know, it is very minimal scarring. But what I'm gonna do, because it is visible, I'm gonna just have this reboard to a 144. As you can see, the piston is fine. The ring is fine. It's not seized. You don't really see any scarring or anything like that. Just the normal stuff. Yeah, the piston is fine. But the crank, look at this. Crank bearings are shot. I'm trying to get focus on that dark spot right there. Yeah, there you go. You can see it got pretty hot up in there. I'm guessing the crank bearings are shot. Yeah. But this is actually good news for me. I have a crank that I can still use, but I think yeah. This crank is actually fine. I would have to clean it up if I wanted to use it, but I'm kind of scared to use it because it's been sitting in here, and it got a little dirt on it. I think I might be better off just buying a brand new crank. Tell me what you guys think. Have you ever used an old crank that was sitting around after you cleaned it up? Can you clean it up good enough to use it without having to worry about it breaking? And one more question. What do you think about hot rod cranks in the 2-strokes? They get a pretty bad rep with the TRX 450s. A lot of people don't like to use their crank bearings. Just let me know what you guys think about hot rod cranks and the KX125. Or should I get an OEM crank? Let me know.